Good morning, students. This is Abhinay Tripathi, your computer teacher, and my dear students. After 22 hours, when I found my ID, then I found only one view or 10 views are there, YouTube views, and that it is very important to view the videos. Then only you are going to get the contents. Okay, my friends. Yesterday we have discussed about object creation, how we will create an object, what is the use of class. Now we are going to discuss about what is the role of new keyword, what is the role of this new word. Okay, my dear students, the use of new keyword in Java. My dear students, the role of new keyword in Java is to create instance object of a class. It is used to create the instance object of a class. The syntax to create the object, it is used to create a new object, okay, in a class. What are the syntax means how you are going to create the new object, okay, by using this format. Okay, class type object reference to the new class type. Now you can create your new object over here in a single class, or it can be written in single line. You can use this in a single line also, this type. The process by which an object is created from given class template is called instantiation. Okay, this is known as the creation of new object in a single class. It is known as instantiation. The moment object is created, memory place is allocated in memory for the object. As we will create the new object, the memory will be allocated. The default memory will be allocated to that object in a same class. This is a solved exercise, friends. So you should read the solved exercise at home. Let's move for data types. What are data types? My dear students, data types is a property. What you want to store in the variable, that data type will define that type of data should only be stored in that variable. Rather than that, after defining this data type, that variable will not store any else data with it what it does not stand in its data type. जो data types में उसके stand करता बस उसी तरह के data types को लेगा, किसी other type के data types को नहीं लेगा. Let's start. Java is a strongly typed language because every variable and expression has a type which should be properly defined. हर variable, हर चीज उसमें उसको define करना होगा, data type देना होगा. It is also a statically typed language because type checking, okay, type checking is performed at compile time. Okay, what it is? It is a type of language which will check that which variable has been assigned with which type of data type, and it will accept only that type of data types, that type of values, which type of variables assigned with you. Okay, during which time it will check? It will take it during the compile time. A user can assign different types of data types to a variable. We can assign different types of data types to a variable. There are two data types. There are basically two types of data types. One is primitive data types, another is composite data types. What is primitive data type, my students? Primitive data types are some predefined keywords in Java. There are some predefined keywords in Java, like int, bit, short, char. These are what? These are primitive data types. Okay, these meanings have been stored in a Java. There are 8 primitive data types in Java. Basically, there are 8 types of primitive data types in Java. Each keyword have a different size and different meaning. Each of them have a different size and they stand for different meaning. Let's have a look on it. At least just for 10 seconds. Just look over here. There they have given the description, which type, description, size, and value which can be stored in it. Okay, this is over here. So let's have a brief discussion about it. Here they have given the bit data types is used when the user specifies the limit of data. It can hold values from -128 to 127. You can hold the data from -128 to 127. Here they have used a is equal to 100. While using bit data types, when we will assign a bit with any variable, so it will accept the value from -128 to 127, not more than that. Same, we will find different types of data types over here and their usage, their comparison, description, and their values and size over here. So my dear friends, you can read this briefly over here. They have discussed that there are some programs, so you can change it away. Let's move for a composite data types. Composite data types A composite data types allow a user to manage a collection of related data in a single datum. Okay, they will use to manage. Okay, in a single variable we can manage different types of data. For example, if a user want to store marks of different subject of a student like math, science, English, computer and Hindi, then he could store all details as a one. If they want to store with a single name this type of marks, okay, so they can do it, all details in a one. How they can do one variable? How they can do it? Next time when he would have to store another student details, he would have to remember to create all the variables but with different names. He will create all the variables but with the different name. Thus for every student, complexity increases in naming and the relationship between variables would be lost. Okay, the relation with the variables will be lost and will provide us some complexity over there. Now the user can create any array named student name marks with some values of marks in a given sequence, math, science, English, computer and Hindi. Then the compiler can use that array in any conditions. We shall study array in detail in the later chapter. After that we will discuss the array in a later chapter. Okay, what is the use of array? Here you can see Shubham, new integer 67, 78, 56, 89 and assuming marks in a sequence, math, science, English, computer and Hindi. So what will they? The marks will stand with each subject. Okay, and after that Shubham, printing a Shubham, if you want to add new name, so you have to add new marks over there with the new name of this student. Next we will talk about variable. What is the variable? Variable are what? It is an unit which is used to store the values in it. Okay, with a memory allocated to that variable. In object-oriented programming, each variable have a specific type. Each variable will have a specific type which determines the size and the layout of that variable. Which determines what? Its size and the layout, how it will look of that variable. A variable is basic unit of data types in a program and must be declared in a program before it used. What it is? It is a basic unit of data types. Okay, and defined in a program and must be declared in program before it is used. And it should be declared before using the variable. How? Here they have shown the syntax. Let's talk about variable declaration and initialization, means use. In Java program, a user can declare variable with values or without values. We can declare the variable with values or without the values. If the user declares a variable without a value, it is also called declaration of a variable. If it is declared without value, it will be known as a declaration of a variable. If the user declares a variable with a value, then it will be called a variable initialization. If they will declare it with the value, then it will be known as variable initialization. Here they have shown the example. There are basically three types of variables. One is local variable, instant variable and class variable. What are three? Let's have discussion in detail. Let's start with it. The first one is your local variable. Local variable are declared inside a method or a block. They are called when the function is called and the call enters the blocks of that function method. Local variables are destroyed when the call returns from the function and exits the block. Thus, local variables are accessed only within the block. Let's have a discussion on it. Local variables are declared inside a method or a block. They will be declared where? Inside the method or a block. Okay, they will declare over here. They are called when the function is called and the call enters the block of that function and method. When they will be used over there, when the function will be calling them, then only they will enter over that function or a method. Local variables are destroyed when the call returns from the function and exit the block. As soon as they will do the calculation over there, then we will exit it from there. Thus, local variable are accessed only within the blocks. This will be accessed only within a block. Okay, here they have shown the program. Next, instance variable. What is an instance variable? My dear students, instance variables are declared in class and outside a method. They will be not declared inside the class. They will be declared outside a method. In Java, instance variable is associated with an object and accessed by all its member function, and that value will be accessed by, or variable will be accessed by all the member of a function. Instance variables are also known as member variable and fields. They are also known as member variables and fields. Instant variables are created when an object of a class is created, and instant variables are destroyed when the object is destroyed. They will be created when the object is created, and they will be destroyed when the object is destroyed. Unlike local variables, instant variables can be declared with an access specifier. If the instance variable is declared without access specifier, then the default access specifier will be used. They will be used with the access specifier. If they are not used, then they will use it automatically. We shall study about access specifier in details later in this book. We will study about access specifier later in this book. The syntax for creating an instance variable. Okay. Here they have provided the value outside. Here they have provided the value inside. Okay. Here, my students, they have given the two programs with access specifier and without access specifier. Just look at that program and find the difference between them. And if you have any doubt, you can provide the comment over there in my video. I will provide you the solution. Next, we are going to talk about static variable. What is a static variable, my dear students? A static variables or class variables are declared in a class and outside a method with static keywords. Okay, they will be defined inside. They can be defined inside the class or outside the class. But what with the static keywords? That will not change. Static variables are created at time of starting program execution and destroyed at the end of the program execution. They will be created at the starting of the program during the execution, and they will ended after. They will be exit after or destroyed after the end of the execution. How we are going to create a static variables? You can find the syntax over there, and this is a short program related to that static variable. Okay, students, the scope and the lifetime of variable. What are the scopes and the lifetime of variable? Let's talk about it. Java allows variables to be defined inside any block enclosed in curly braces. We can define what the variables in this curly braces. A block defines a scope. This block, what will define a scope? What is scope? The scope determines what objects are visible to other parts of a program and the lifetime of the object. How much time they are going to sustain in a program. These are defined by the scopes. In Java, the scopes are those defined by a class and those defined by a method. They will be defined by a class or by a method. The scope defined by a method begins with the curly braces. Okay, they always begin with the curly braces. Variables defined inside the scopes are not visible or accessible to the code that is defined outside the scope. The variable which will be defined outside the scope, they are not displayed. Okay, they are not visible. Thus, when a variable is declared in a scope, it is being protected from unauthorized access from outside the scope. If the variable is defined inside the scope, then it will be not accessed by any other user. Variables are created when their scope is entered and destroyed when the scope is left. This variable will be created when the scope will be used, and they will be destroyed, exit, after they are left. Okay. Next, here is the program that will define the scope of variables. So just read this program and get the access. If you have any problem, talk to me. Local variable and global variable. What is local variable and what are the global variable? In multifunction program, many more important data items are placed as global so that they may be accessed by all functions. Okay. What in multifunction program? In a multifunction program, many important data items are placed as global so that they may be accessed by all functions. Many data are provided in a global way so that they can be accessed by different functions. Other items are placed as local data which can be used within the specific function. Other data are used as a local data which is used for a specific function. It can be represented as follows. Here the program is there, which you can read it and compare it, what is the local and what is the global. Description is given. Just you have to understand it, read it, and practice this program at home, students. Then only you are going to get it, what actually the program stands for. Next we can talk about, my dear students, ticket class example showcasing class as object factory. What is this ticket class? Let's have access over here. My dear students, stations provide ticket machines that print a ticket when a customer inserts money for their fare. You must have found a metro station. You just have to provide the money, provide the destination spot, and it will provide a token to you. In this example, we shall define a class that models this ticket machine. We will define about that machine which works on that models of ticketing. We will keep our simultaneation very simple to start with. Okay, we will keep it simple to start with. Our ticket machine works by customer inserting money into them. It works on the customer inserting money into them, then requesting a ticket to be printed. After that, we will print a. After that, it will print a. That machine will print a ticket. The machine keeps a running total of the amount of money it has collected throughout its operation. It will have what? It will make a total, how much money it has collected today. A simplified machine only print ticket of a single price. It will print a ticket for a single price. Let us begin with this simple Java program in Blue.j. The source of most classes can be broken down into two main parts. They will broken down into two main parts. A small outer wrapping that simply name the class. Okay, it will be in a two format. One, it will name the class. Second, a much larger inner part that does all the work. A small outer wrapping which will name the class, and much of the program will be in a inner part which will do all other works. Outer wrapping, general format. Okay, this is the general form of the outer wrapping appears as follows. This is the outer part. Okay, the main purpose of outer wrapping is to provide a name for a class. It will just provide a name for that class. The name must follow the rules for identifier. It will follow the rules for the identifier. In the book, we will name the class beginning with a capital letter. Though it is not compulsory, look at the following example of class name ticket. Here they have made an outer wrapping. Here they have the class name ticket. In ticket, you can provide other name also. Here are the exercise, some of the book exercise. Okay, here they have given someone exercise. Just go through the program, you will get it. Inner part. Inner part, what it contains, the inner part. The inner part of the class is where we define the field or instance variable. Here we will define what? The field or instance variable, constructors and method or function that gives given to the object of that class their own particular characteristics and behavior. What we will have in the inner part? One, the field, instance variable, constructors, method or functions of that class. Okay, so that they should have a particular characteristics and behavior. Thus, the components of a class are as follows. What are the components of a class? One, the field or instance variable store data for each object to use. They will store the data, field will store the data, or variable will store the data what? For each object to use, which object should be used. The second one, the constructor, allow each object to be set up properly when it is first created. It will allow what? Keep all the objects properly when it is created. Third, the method implements the behavior of the object. It will implement the behavior of your object. You can choose the order in which you want to define the instance variable, constructor and method within a class. We can choose the order. First we have to define the field, we have instance variable, the constructor or a method. Okay, we can choose the order of it. In the example in this book, the instance variable are listed first, then constructor and then the method. In this book, you have first the instance variable, second you will have the constructor, and third you will have the method. Sorry. Okay. Let's talk about fields. My dear students, field stores data for an object to be used. It will store the data for the object should be used. Fields are also known as instance variable, and they are known as instance variable because each instance of the class contains its own copy of this variable. They contain the own copy of its own variable. So the data for one object is separated and unique from the data for another. Okay, they will have the one unique data for one object and another unique data for another object. For example, here they have given the example of it. The ticket class has three fields: price, balance and total. They have the three fields. One is price of the tag ticket, rest amount, what is balance, and the total. All of the fields are associated with monetary items that a ticket machine object has to deal with. They all have three different diseases. What they have to do, they have to monitor in a class that whether all things are running properly. First one is price. Field stores the fixed price of ticket in rupees. Second, balance field stores the amount of money inserted into the machine by a user prior to asking for a ticket to be printed. How much the balance amount should they be put inside. The total field stores a record of the total amount of money inserted into a machine by all users since the machine object was constructed. It will have all the total amount of the machine, how much the money have been inserted by the users in the machine. This is the syntax how you can create this fields over here. Okay, fields can be visualized as small amount of space inside an object that can be used to store values. Okay, friends. So fields can be visualized. These fields can be visualized as a small amount of space inside an object then can be used to store values. Okay, they can be visualized. They can be shown in just store small amount or minimum. Every object created of a class will have some space for every field declared in its class. Everyone will have a space to declare the amount. See figure 2.1 for diagrammatic representation of an object of ticket class with its three fields. Okay, my dear students, come to a tomorrow we will have a discussion. Come to small topics now. All three fields are of type integer. These all are type integer. This indicates that each can store a single whole number. The fields have not yet been assigned any values. Once they have, we can write each values into the box representing the field. The notation is similar that the used in BlueJ to show objects on the object bench, except in BlueJ for space reasons. The fields are not displayed on the object icon. We can, however, see them by opening an inspector window. Okay, they all are assigned with the integer value. Only the whole number will be displayed, not a decimal number. Okay, and this will be shown in the inspector window. So this is the exercise, students. Just do the exercise, and until that, thank you. Have a nice day.